Today we're going to do our second little training session with Cortado, and what I'm going to do today is I'm going to get him, tie him up, brush him, and I'm going to trim just the little edges off his feet just to get him used to that. Let's go! Welcome to Becky's Homestead. So I like to establish a routine when I have a horse or train a horse, and I always bring it to the same working station. And we always start out with brushing because in preparation for the future when I ride, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to brush them out before I tack them up or anything I do. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start by brushing him. And he likes it. He's an itchy baby. Even though he looks little, he is so strong. So never get a little baby and think, oh, I can handle this thing. This is little, but it has power behind it when it wants to. It's still little and it won't put that much power into it if you don't scare it. If you terrified it and did something to really scare it, it has power to use, believe me. I always like to lay down a couple of ground rules with every horse I teach and train. I like my horses trained, not controlled. There's a big difference. The ground rules are that he's going to be learning right from the get-go is he's allowed to take his foot away and put it down. We want to be real. Like this is really what they do. But not rip it out of my hands and put it down. If he rips it out of my hands, he starts to get in trouble until he understands that's not allowed. He's not allowed to kick at me. He can step away. All my horses, they can step away if they are uncomfortable, scared, or just insecure. They are allowed to step away. They are never allowed to plow into me or kick me or get me. So that's the rule we established. And believe it or not, they all learn that. My mule, my pony, and all of them learn that. So they're allowed to do that. And it kind of gives them comfort because they have a say in things, you know what I mean? Another thing is, I like to use the analogy like cooking. Just picture your pot on the stove and you want to cook something and you got to get it pretty hot, you know what I mean? You're going to get the temperature up there. But you never want the pot to boil over. We're going to use that analogy to his emotions. We never want the pot to boil over because then that's an explosion, it's a pullback, it's a whatever, it's a horse freak out, whatever your horse does, because they're all different. So think of it as that. You want to turn the heat down before the pot boils over. No matter what you're training, no matter what aspect you're working on, never let the pot boil over. Turn the heat down first, so back off. And then let the, with the temperature come down, then you can start again. And now you kind of know, you're learning, like when you're cooking, you're learning what temperature to keep the heat. Okay, so that is pretty good for the first time ever picking his foot out. I'm not even like really doing a trim because he's so little. Good boy. It's just like a lesson because we're going to grow from here. Yeah, we're going to grow from here, aren't we? Yeah. I like to get my horses trained, so I pick their foot up, they put it on that, and I don't have to hold their foot. I don't pick their foot up, they give it to me, then I put it on that, and then I can use two hands on my tools and go, and just do it so fast and so good. And they like that better. They don't like the farrier comes and puts the foot, and they're like, now they're trapped, I don't think they like that. And I've actually helped so many horses that can't be trimmed. Farriers that just can't. They give up and, my friend had one and she brought it to me and I did it. And she brought it back to the farrier and the farrier's like, who trimmed it? So we're not doing all 4 feet either. He's a baby. We're taking baby steps. And even though right now I'm not putting his foot on that, I'm bringing it with me. So he gets it. Oh, it's like that thing comes around. So it's baby steps in the right direction. Calmly, that's what we're doing. A lot of times they are like way better on one side than they are the other. And you're just like, wow, that was a big difference. So don't be surprised if that happens. They're not going to be exactly the same on both sides. Okay, so I want to tell you a couple other things I'm working on because, you know, it's such short sessions with a baby that I don't just do one thing. I'll usually do a few things. One thing is I'm trying to get him to walk across this black stuff here, rubber mat, and see if he'll do that. And then the other one helps later on down the line. The other one helps later on down the line with steering. It helps them get the feel of how their head goes and where they're going. So I'm gonna walk him across this and see if he'll do that. And he's a very, very well-bred horse. Okay, so what you do is you put the rope around the opposite side because what he's gonna wanna turn towards me. No, I want him to go off the field with the rope, although he wants to eat the grass. And then stand. You do it the other way. Hopefully he doesn't eat. Don't eat. And he already follows the lead. Some horses are so confused when you're on this side and the pressure's on that side pulling away from them, pulling away from me. So that's what you want to kind of do is like stand here like this. So now he sees me, but the pressure's going to come from the other side. And so many horses, that just so confuses them. So you want to give him a chance and see if he'll follow the field. He's like, well, as long as I can get a bite of ground. Now you don't want to like, obviously I could like heave on this rope and really turn him around. That's not what you want to do. That's force. You want to train your horse, not force your horse. Now just remember, nobody wants to be drilled on a certain activity. So like I'll just do it 3 times in each direction and that's enough. Like Dawn, you don't have to keep doing it 1,000,000 times every day because don't forget, I'm going to do it often, just not all at once. Like, you know, once a week, whenever I get him out, whenever I think of it, I'll do it. So he gets a lot of it. It's just not like a platter of food. It's more like you're getting an hors d'oeuvre each time you eat. I have found a really great way to sack a horse out in preparation with trimming their feet is to use the hose. A lot of people will use a bag and a stick and just all kinds of other stuff, a rope. But I find the hose to be so convenient and easy and it cleans the horse at the same time. Now, I just want to make it clear. Don't tie your horse up and spray it with the hose as soon as you bring it home. You don't even know it. Never do that. Always have it loose like this on a rope first. And easy does it. We're not going to turn the boiling pot on high. We're going to start down on simmer. Now, I go a little heavier because I know him already because I've had him a month. But if I didn't know him, I start gentle like this. Like a little more than rain, like that. I go from the knee down. That's where they're sensitive. And I concentrate from the fetlock down. That area is where they're very sensitive. So that's the part. I just want him to get used to something touching him down there, and he's okay. So I'm going to start like that. Now, he might move his feet a little, but I'm going to just kind of go up and down, get the other one. Now, let me absolutely assure you, most horses are not going to be as good as him. Most horses are just going to want to leave. They're going to be like, yikes. It could literally like almost freak them out. So go to the level of your horse, and that's the level you go to. Don't like copy somebody you see and just run over there and do it to that level. You start at your level and your horse, because you guys are a team. We're a team. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing from this side. And don't forget, it's really weird, but you have to remember this. Each side of the horse is like a different horse. So it's like, hello, right side, nice to meet you. And then you're on the other side, you're like, hello, left side, nice to meet you. Because don't forget, their eyes are like, you know, that. So that's that side, that's that side. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. And I'm going to do that, you know, I'm not getting them all wet because it's kind of cold out now. So I don't want to freeze them. So I'm just going to do a little bit. he's like I said, he is doing, like, there's no point in like drilling it. He's like exceptionally good. Okay, so that's the lesson for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click the like button. See you next time. Happy homesteading. Bye-bye. You're so funny. He's just, you just like snuggles from Mama? I know you do. You have warm nostril air.